Hi there, welcome to PyQt5 story for you. My name is Darlington Nkwazi. In this video, I'm going to show you how to plot real-time data with Maplotlib and embed them in your PyQt5 applications. This is actually a follow-up to a video that I created earlier on how to use signals and slots. And I got a comment from one of my subscribers, that's Tanawin Siri1, and he says, can you teach how to use PyQt5 real-time plotting? Thanks. Okay, I believe this video would answer Tanawin's question. Okay, so basically what I did was scrape this stock price from Yahoo Finance. This stock price actually changes with time. Okay, so what I did basically was plot the stock price against the time at which I collected it from Yahoo Finance, and I embedded the plot in my PyQt5 application. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did that. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's dive in. So I have Yahoo Finance open here. This is the data that I'm actually interested in. All right. If I refresh this page, it changes value. Okay. If I refresh it again, it changes value again. Okay, so this is a dynamic website. All right. So what we're going to do is use Selenium to scrape this website. All right. If I right click this and inspect it, I can see all the elements here. All right, and this area is what's responsible for this value here. I usually find it's more convenient to find elements by the closest IDs. This is close to the value, but I'm going to use this because it's more convenient for me. All right, and to scrape this website, we also need a driver, and the driver depends on the browser that you're using. In this video, I'm going to use Chrome. Okay, and because I'm using Chrome, I'll need a Chrome driver. All right, and that's why I have this tab open here. And I also have to make sure that the Chrome driver version matches my Chrome browser version. Okay, if you check this, my settings tab here, you see that my version is 104. Okay, so if I were to download any driver from this website, I have to make sure that it's this one. You can see if you're using Chrome version 104, please download this. Okay, so if I click this now, I have several options depending on my operating system. Okay, I'm using Windows, so if I were to download any of this, I have to download this one, but I'm not going to download it because I already have it downloaded. If you check here on my downloads folder, you'll see that I already have it downloaded. So what you should do is extract the file and open it, copy the driver, okay, and paste it in your working directory. Like this is my working directory, okay, and you can see I already have Chrome driver here. So all you have to do is just copy it and paste it here. Okay, and to install Selenium, all you have to do is go to your terminal and say pip install Selenium. Okay, and press enter, and you can see it says requirements already satisfied. That's because I already downloaded Selenium. All right, so that's just how to do it. Now that we've gotten all of this out of the way, we can head to Visual Studio Code and start plotting. So here on Visual Studio Code, I already have two files open. Okay, this file is the file that I'm going to use to scrape the data from the website, and this file here is the file that I'm going to use to create the UI and embed Maplotlib in it. Okay, for this file, I already have the code written. Okay, just to save time, and for this file, I have a boilerplate code to create the window for me. Okay, for this file, let me just quickly run you through it. So basically, how it works is I imported regular expression. Let me correct this here. So it's supposed to be an L. Okay, regular expression for data cleaning, and then I also imported datetime to register the time at which the data was collected or was available, because what I'm trying to do is plot the stock price against the time at which it was collected or retrieved from the website. Okay, and I also imported Json. Okay, because I want the data to be stored in a JSON file. Okay, and I also imported Selenium because that's what I'm going to use to scrape the data. Okay, and I also created a dictionary here to store the data temporarily before storing it in the JSON file. And here I created a method to scrape and clean the data. Like you can see the URL of the website here, and because I don't want the page to pop up at every iteration, I'm using options. Okay, if I don't use options, then the page would keep popping up at every iteration. Okay, it would pop up, it would load, and then I would wait for it to load, and then the script here would try to scrape the data, okay, from the website, and then the process would repeat itself. And I don't want that kind of behavior, so I want the web scraping to run quietly. Okay, so that's why I'm doing this here, right? And to allow sufficient time for the data to be available on the website, I'm using this line here, this line of code here. That's driver.implicitly wait for 30 seconds. So I wanted to wait for 30 seconds implicitly, okay, before collecting the data. All right, and here I try to find the elements by ID. That's the ID that I showed you earlier. Okay, and I use regular expression here to do some data cleaning. Okay, and then I get the price, and then I get the time at which it was collected or retrieved from the website. Okay, and I close the driver, and finally I return the price and the time it was registered. Okay, and here I use a while loop to append the values to the dictionary. Okay, so it appends the price, it also appends the time, and then it stores it creates a JSON file, and then it stores the data in the JSON file, and basically that's how it works. Okay, and I also have a line of code here to print the dictionary out for me while this process runs. Okay, so that's how it works. So with this, we can head to the other file and create the UI and plot the data. So to begin, I'm going to come here and import JSON, and then I'm going to import Maplotlib.pyplot as plt, and then I'm going to say from Maplotlib.backends.backend Qt ag import let me put this in the bracket figure canvas Qt ag as figure canvas, and navigation toolbar to Qt as navigation toolbar. Okay, and I'm going to come down here and say import matplotlib.animation as animation. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is create the UI, and at this point I'm going to do less of talking. Okay, so just watch me as I do it. Okay, so now that I'm done with this, let me just save it and run it. Okay, so now we have our canvas, our navigation toolbar, and our label. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is define a method that would plot the graph. I'm going to come down here and define the function or the method that would create the plot. Okay. So basically what I want to do is open the data.json file and read it. Okay, once it's created, because it's not yet created. Okay, but once I run this scripts here, it would be created. All right, and once it's created, I want to open it. Okay, and I want to read it. Okay, and for the y-axis, I want to clean the data. Okay, remember the y-axis should contain our stock prices. All right, so what I want to do is, because the stock prices are in form of a string, in form of a text, you understand? So I want to remove the comma there. Okay, and replace it with an empty string, and then after that I want to append it to this empty list here. Okay, so what I'm doing here is data cleaning basically. All right, and here I want to get the time. Okay, and make that my x-axis. All right, so that's what I'm trying to do here. So what I'm going to do next is create the line graph. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is setting the title, setting the X label, which is the time at which the data was collected. The Y label is the stock price. Okay, and then here I am setting the rotation of the X label to 45 degrees, and then here I am trying to ensure that the Y label is not transformed to an exponential form. Okay, and here what I'm doing is plotting the graph, okay, the line graph. So what I'm going to do next is define the animation method. Okay, so I'm going to say def ani func, that's what I'm going to call it. I'll say self, and I'll say self.ani is equal to animation dot func animation. Okay, and I'll say self.fig, and I would say self.graph plotter, and I would say the interval should be every 1 second. I want it to be done every second. Okay, so I'm going to say self.canvas.draw. all right, and I'll come up here and say self.ani func. Okay, and now I'm going to save it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is extract the data from the website, plot it, and show it on our application. So I'm going to run the code now, and let me see what it says. It says no such file or directory data.json. Okay, that's because we haven't created our data.json file yet, but once I run the script here, it would create the data.json file. Let me just open it for you so that you can see it. Alright, so once it gets to this point, it would create the data.json file. Okay, and from there we'll be able to plot the data with this script. Okay, so I'm going to come here and say Python real time plot.py. No, not .py now. Not plot.py now. Price.py. I want to do that here on my terminal. Okay, and what does it say? It says no such file or directory. Okay. Oh, sorry, there's a mistake here. So I'm going to say Python real time price.py. So you have to be careful with the file name. Okay, and I'll press enter and just wait for it to load. And then for this script here, I'll just run it. It says code is already running. That's because I already have it here, but I'm going to cancel it now and run it again. Okay, and now you can see that it has started plotting the data. So I'll just leave it to keep updating. Okay, so you can see now that our code is working. All right, so that's how to do it. In case you're wondering what the data.json file would look like, this is what it would look like. Although these values are not the same as the values we got when we did the plot, I just wanted to show you that if you did exactly what I did, then you're going to get something like this. Okay, so basically in this video you have learned how to script data from a dynamic website with Selenium. You have learned how to clean the data with Python regular expressions. You've also learned how to write and save data in a JSON file. You have learned how to open and read data from a JSON file. You've also learned how to plot data with Maplotlib and embed it in your embed them in your PyQt5 application. Okay, so that's basically how it goes. If you enjoyed watching this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.